Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today is December 8th, 2024, and we are going to introduce you to Enigma Endgame Indicator. The Enigma Endgame Indicator has variation of settings, so you can find it in the Indicator tab in TradingView. It's free, available to all. Those are the settings that I'm using right now. It can identify the Asian sessions, opening and close. So the arrows only show up during the time that you'll select here. So for me, my selected Asian session is based on the kill zone, and London session also start and end. So you can use these same similar settings to copy if you would like to have the same settings. And we have also a limited amount of arrows, so we want to focus on maximum 3 arrows per session. That's very important as well, because if not, it will be overcrowded with a lot of signals, or it will look very like clutter on your chart, right? And then here is the time frame that you want to select. So what does that mean? The time frame that you're selecting is based on the following understanding. Enigma is identifying hidden levels of support and resistance that are mostly ignored because it is not taught by mainstream education of support and resistance. Because support and resistance, based on how it was taught in the past, is based on identifying obvious level like this. So this, for example, this could be resistance. Why? Because the market went up and then at this point it reversed, right? So this could be like an area of resistance. And when that market is retested in the future, then they are expecting the market to reject that price. Why? Because previously the market rejected that price. Okay, so that is mainstream understanding of support and resistance. Now, support and resistance based on Enigma Endgame Indicator is observing individual candles, highs and lows. So for example, this candle high and this candle low, that will be the resistance and that will be the support. And then when a candle body, such as the following candle, closes below the previous candle low. So when the candle body closes below the previous candle low, it will indicate us there is a breach. So there is a shift in market structure and there's a bias. And then now we are going to look at this previous low that was broken as a key level to identify that basically we want to be able to sell at or above this price, right? That's why I have this line here, sell at or above this line. So what does that mean? That means when the price breach this level, instead of using the same concept as support and resistance, we are not looking to sell right away. We are going to wait for the price to return back up. Most likely it's going to return back up. And when the price does return back up, we are going to identify hidden levels of support and resistance, right? Because so obviously this low, based on Enigma understanding, is going to be a support level that became a resistance, right? And then we are also going to identify higher levels of support and resistance based on mainstream and Enigma, right? And when we identify this, because we already have a shift in market structure and a signal, if when the market reacts here, we are going to use this level as a sell opportunity so that we can sell above this price. So that is what selling above means. That means you wait for the signal, right? You identify the level, the low, because the arrow points at the candle that was breached, right? So this candle body closed below the previous candle low, right? So it tells you basically that you should be looking to sell at this price or above this price. Above this price means identifying higher levels, so higher level of discount or premium, whatever you want to call it, of hidden or obvious or hidden levels of support and resistance. Use them as extra confluence to sell above during key sessions such as London or US session. So we have that here, right? We can see it on the 5-minute time frame here. And if you missed out on this opportunity, then this is when you're going to sell at. Selling at means when the price is moving back down, right before it breaks that level, you want to try to get an entry at least at that price so that you can get that move to the downside. So it's like a breakout move, a breakout entry, right? Or impulse entry, like Roger Banks had to say, right? So now with Enigma Endgame Indicator, you can choose whatever settings you want the Enigma endgame to identify those levels. So on this left screen right here, on the 1 hour chart, it's identifying these hidden levels of support and resistance based on the 45-minute time frame. But on the right screen right here, the settings is based on the 5 minutes, right? So this is mainly for intraday trading. So an example, as you can see here, we have sell arrows on the US session. So what does that mean? That means as soon as this candle body closes below this previous candle low, which is with the signal by Enigma, right? So we're gonna place a line here like so. Okay, so what the best is to make a market replay. That'll probably be easier for most to understand. So I'm just gonna do a quick market replay to give you a preview, right? So let's go like this. Let's open it wide, and I'm going to give you an example. So here, you see, as soon as this candle body closed, this arrow shows up. Why? Because this candle body closed below the previous low. And then in the settings here, the selected key level time frame is 5 minutes. So this is mainly for intraday trading, scalping, right? So the previous one is mainly for swing trading, right? So now here, what you would do is like you would have to wait for the market to go above this price so that you can sell above. Use the previous high as potential resistance, right? Like we have here. And if you want, you can also use the 1 minute time frame to even have deeper level of precision, because now you can ignore the arrows from the 1 minute because now you're already selected the low from the 5 minute, which is your higher time frame. Now, when the market pulls back above that level, then you're gonna find area of interest to look for sell trades. So here, for example, that's a low, right? So that low is gonna be a level of resistance that was previously a support, because Enigma is the understanding that because price is fractal, each individual candle high and low is potentially a support and a resistance. And when those highs and lows are broken, those are hidden levels of support and resistance. And Enigma allows you to understand that, well, you can use those levels. Once you identify your key level, which is the lower level, you can use those levels to get your edge and to enter above for a sell signal and get your winning trade. So for example, right here, the market is right here. You can see as soon as it came to that low, it rejected. So we can sell because it's the US session, for instance, our stop loss above, and then we maybe go for a 221, right? So 221 probably be right here, right? So we can see that this would be a 221 based on Enigma. And you can see here, I sold at. So I didn't sell above, right? I sold at because the price is about to break that same key level. So we sold at. Our stop loss is above, right? And then we are aiming for a 221, right? And that's it. And with Enigma, like so, it allows you basically to get intraday trading setups, and then you just change the settings according to your preference, to your style of trading, okay? But I'm showing you both, right? So that you can see 2 weeks of data, okay? So on the left screen, like I said, this is mainly for swing trading, right? And so that means you'll probably get 2 to maximum 5 trades per week, okay? So let's observe this. So this is the last 2 weeks on Euro USD. So we had this buy signal right here. So I placed a line here to say that we need to buy at or below. As soon as the price goes below, we can see on the way back up in these areas, if I go on the 5 minute time frame to get that edge entry, right? Because obviously we had support here, right? So because I already have a bias, which is bullish, the market went below, grab liquidity, whatever it want to do, it doesn't matter. But then as soon as I can identify an area on the chart where, okay, I can find support at this level, then I'm going to find an excuse to buy because Enigma told me there is a breach here. So I'm going to buy in this area, for instance. And this is, like I said, this is not going to be based on buying on key session because this is mainly for swing trading. Okay. So worst case scenario, you wait for the price to return back to the green line and you buy. Best case scenario is like you use mainstream understanding of support and resistance to get your extra edge, to refine those key levels, right? So for example, here, this low is the low that, this low was the low that was breached. We can see the market goes below, and then we use the support the same way we use Enigma. That means the market breaks below, fine. That doesn't mean we need to buy right away. When the market starts to show signs that it wants to go back up, and especially here you have a double bottom pattern, right? Then you can use that information, right, to take your buy trade. So you're still applying stuff that you know already to reinforce your edge, and then that will be your swing setup for targeting the highs, right? So you can see this would be a swing setup, right? Because by the time the price arrives to that area, you can definitely decide to add another trade if you wanted to, or you can just be satisfied with one trade because you have your bias, you have the price going below, allowing you to buy below, right? Like what it says here. And you can also buy at. The market goes higher, you take 90 pips, right? And then you have the next signal right here, right? So that means now all you got to do is sell above this price tag, right? So now the price is above this price tag, and your next option is understanding, okay, my bearish bias is established because we had a shift in market structure based on Enigma, plus we have mainstream understanding of support and resistance, plus we have ICT understanding of grab of liquidity. So the market is going up, comes back down. As soon as you see signs that the market wants to go back down, you can see here we have a double top again. We have a tweezer pattern, which is a strong pattern. And then we have internal Enigma levels that are being broken. What do I mean by that? So remember, each individual candle's highs and lows are representing resistance and support. So when those levels are being broken, so if you see this is the first candle low and the first candle body that closes below, right? So here you can actually do this, right? Identify this low as a potential break, and you can literally put your line saying sell at or above. The market goes up, and then as soon as the market repeats the same process right here, it does it again. That low is breached with this. Our bias is bearish. So now all we got to do is copy this right here, place this here, and then as soon as this candle body closed, the next candle open, it retraces back to that low. You can open your sell trade, and that will allow you to sell above or while the market is going back towards our previously resistance that was broken. Then we can sell it and place our stop loss above and take the opposite swing setup to trade in the opposite direction. And that would be your Enigma, right? And that will give you a stronger edge, a stronger understanding. Now we can see that we have multiple signals. So I'm just gonna place the buy and sell tool because I have break it down for 20 minutes so far. So just so you can see the potential. So if that means if the arrow is here, I'm most likely gonna be buying here, right? If the arrow is here, I'm most likely going to be buying in the future. If the sell arrow is here, I'm most likely going to be selling in the future, right? So that's how it works, right? If the arrow is here, you're most likely going to be selling in the future. The arrow is here, you're most likely going to be selling in the future. The bullish arrow is here, you're most likely going to be buying in the future. So it's like an indicator that helps you to identify potential areas where you're going to be looking for buys and sell trade. So it's not about selling and buying as soon as you see the indicator show up. It's understanding that there is a potential setup preparing itself, and it allows you to, it gives you the time to prepare yourself so that you can trade in the appropriate direction. Okay, so now we're just going to observe all the arrows for the last 2 weeks and see how many opportunities we had with Enigma. So that, like we said, we had one buy trade here, one sell trade here. So this buy trade is connected to this arrow. This sell trade is connected to this arrow, right? And then because we have 2 more arrows here after we took that sell trade, then obviously we're going to ignore this sell arrow. And what we're going to do is as soon as the market comes into this area, we're going to connect these lows with these previous highs. Okay, so these previous highs from Enigma, right? So this is a high that was broken. So that's like a resistance that turned support, right? Because the price broke above this level. So that's a resistance that becomes support. So when the market comes here, it starts to show signs that it wants to go higher because we already have a bias. then this is going to become our buy spot for our buy trade. And here is our next swing setup for the following days, right? And here we can see we can either target these highs, we can go here, or we can use an exit that is similar to the understanding of Enigma. So what do I mean by that? So when the market starts to go up, and then it goes up, and then it goes up, you can start to exit here. Why here? Because this is the first bearish candle body, right, in that swing setup that closes below the previous candle low. So that would be a sign that there is going to be a shift in market structure. And we can see as soon as that happened, the market changed direction, right? Even though we don't get the arrow, but with your understanding of Enigma, identifying hidden support and resistance with the arrow, you can also use it manually. And then here you can see the market change direction, and you can use that for your exit like so, right? And yeah, so here we had the first entry, possible a second entry here, right? Because we are still in the range. And then, yeah, that will be your trade setup for this one, right? Then the following setups comes in. We had a setup here, but the market didn't retest this level until here or lower. We have a setup here, right? So that says we should be buying above, below this level at least, right? So here we are going to quickly add this to the chart right here. So that means buy at or below with the same understanding, right? That means the market has to return to that low and show signs that it wants to go break. And yeah, we had a short-term opportunity here. It wasn't long, but it was a short-term opportunity if you buy at or below, because all these lows here now, these lows are acting as what? Support, right? Because that is our understanding. That is the updated understanding of what is actually support and resistance. It's not only the obvious level that we are taught from mainstream media, from mainstream education, sorry, but it's also the individual candles, highs and lows, because the price is fractal, because we keep saying the price is fractal, but we don't actually analyze like the price is fractal. So Enigma allows you to unlock that idea and understanding and dive into this as a detail and give you that deeper edge, right? So this is going to be a support. The market comes here, you already have a bullish signal here that says you should buy above or below this level. The market comes here, you can start to initiate your buy trade by using a lower time frame perhaps to confirm that here you have an edge, right? And then before they break that high, that's already 14 pips. By the time the market arrives to this area, you already made 40 pips. And then as soon as you exit this area, we can see that we have a sell opportunity here based on Enigma. So in this area, what we're going to do, we are just going to place this right here. Right, let's delete this one. Right, and then that means we need to be selling above or at. So when the price is above, we know, oh, we have multiple levels of resistance here, which is the highs of the previous candles, right? And so those are resistance levels that are being retested, and then we can use this as an edge to sell as soon as the market start to show signs. And this is going to be like our edge, you know, to give us a greater risk to reward, right? So we can see so far we have a lot of opportunity. Well, that's what I'm trying to explain. It's like once you understand this, you have a lot of opportunity. So let's continue to backtest so far. And let's look at this as, okay, 114 pips, right? Okay, then we have buy signals here. Okay, already identified with the line. We have buy signals here already identified. So as soon as we get out of this trade, okay, we can get out of this trade here or wherever. Let's see, maybe we can use this low, right, to make it more, we can use this low as an exit, right? And then we're going to start to look for buy trades. Why? Because this low is going to be our support right here. But not only that, we have Enigma telling us previously that we should be looking to buy below or at this level. So this support is going to help us make that decision firmly. And then we're going to take our next buy trade in this area, because Enigma gives us a confluence of bias and understanding of shift happening before we could actually see them. And here we can see the market skyrocket. So that's, like I said, these settings right here on the 1 hour time frame, those are for swing trading. 45 minutes has to be selected. So you can play around with the settings and see, but I'm telling you, 45 minutes is the right settings. Why? Because 9 is the strongest number in the universe. Okay? 9 is the strongest number in the universe. If you take 9 and you multiply it by any number in the world, and then that result, you add them up. So whatever result it comes up, you add them up, plus, 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 you will always get 9. So 45 is basically 4 plus 5. So we are using the Fibonacci method of calculation to look at this 45 minutes as 9 and not 45 minutes, right? It's like everything is hidden, everything is coded, right? So 45 here actually don't mean 45 minutes, it means 9. That's why this time frame, this selected time frame for Enigma and for swing trading is going to provide the highest level of accuracy, right? So here is an example. We can see that we have amazing opportunity to buy here. Even here, we have a short-term opportunity to sell. If we place our area here to sell, for instance, we can see that when the market went above right here and then start to return, we have multiple areas to sell here because this high becomes what? A resistance, right? And then that means we can find entry here on the lower time frame because we have a bias, even though it's short-term. We can still stay in our buy trade, and then here we would get an internal maybe a sell trade at this area, right? So like this, and then we have a stop loss here, and then we can target wherever the market wants to return. Doesn't matter, we are in both direction, but we are making profit, right? And then here, so this buy trade is for this area right here. So we're gonna add another long position anywhere here. Why? Because in these lows, we have mainstream understanding of support and resistance and Enigma understanding of support and resistance, right? Right here. So we're going to find our edge here on the lower time frame by observing that the price action is looking forward to pushing higher. So Enigma is here to change the game. That's why we call it Enigma Endgame indicator. Endgame is reference to the Marvel. If anybody of you know about Marvel, the superhero company movie, so this is the end game. This is an indicator for people to get financial freedom. That is why I'm taking my time to explain to you how to use it from swing trading to intraday trading. Okay, so thanks for watching. Drop a like. This is Nico Picasso. Have a great weekend, trade safe, and feel free to use this indicator. Comments. If you have any question regarding it, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be happy to help you understand it. Okay, thanks for watching.